So for the next lecture, Associate Professor Dr. Makasiri Chaowakul, she will talk about the sufficiency economy. She graduated from the University of Chiang Mai and the NIDA, and he got PhD from Mississippi State University. She have a lot of research work related to the economics. So please welcome Associate Professor Dr. Makasiri Chaowakul.
Good morning. My name is Makasiri Chaowakul. I was born on Makabusha Day. Have you on Makabusha Day? On February. This is a very important day in the Buddhism. Actually, I'm an agricultural economist, and they said that I have to do something related to agriculture sectors. And the dean of the university said that Makasiri, you should do something about sufficient economies. You should give a lecture to the students. For me, it's very hard to say something about, saving poor to the student. Because it's not, it is said that, okay, because sufficient economy is supposed to be for the poor, not for the rich. Well, for me, I have been asked that many questions. This kind of question that I was asked. What is sufficient economy? Have you heard about sufficiency economy? Have you? No. Okay, good. This is the frequent questions that I have been asked. The first question is, what is sufficiency economies? The second one is why? Why is sufficient economy? What's wrong with the existing economy right now? Why we have to change? Or why we have to improve our economy to, something called efficiency economies? The third one is sufficiency economy the new economic system? In this world, in this global, we have two kinds of economic system. What is it? The first one is capitalism, right? Trade, free trade, capitalism. And the second one is what? Socialism, right? And why we have to have sufficiency economy? Is this the new theory? Is this the new thing? Is this the new economic system? So, you will have answers. And the next one is sufficiency economy suitable for only agricultural sectors? Poor means something related to agriculture sector, right? Not business sectors, not services sectors. Is it suitable for only agricultural sectors? Well, keep in mind that, yeah. Or is sufficiency economy suitable for developing countries, not for developed countries? Or the least developed countries, suitable for only developing countries? It can be used in, in United States, or it can be used in EU, This is the questions. Or do people need to produce for their own consumptions? If you have to be self-sufficiency, you have to produce for your own. You don't have to buy anything. Buying something is wrong. Do we have to import? We cannot import anything. So this is the questions. Okay. Or can people use luxurious things? It is bad to use a high value things. Or profit is bad? Is a bad thing in sufficiency economies? Or is sufficiency economy an obstacle, threat to the country's development? Do we have to go back to the past? This is many questions that I've been asked. Have you any more questions to ask me about sufficiency economies? So I can put in my list about sufficiency economies. So after these lectures, you will have some answers, but maybe not all from the example, from the case study that I will show you. But actually, I have many samples, many case study. But with the limited times, I show you some, only some. Okay, keep this question in mind. Okay. Now, so my outline presentation consists of 4 topics. Context of Thailand. If sufficiency economies will take place because of something related to the context of Thailand. It's happened here, it's happened in Thailand, so it must be related to something, to Thailand, so the context of Thailand. The second one is the origin of sufficiency economies. Why? Try to answer the question why. The third one is philosophy of sufficiency economies. It's the theory or it's a philosophy. Yeah. Philosophy means that living, believe something related to belief, something related to life, something related to living style. And the third one is the new theory. The new theory in this case is, actually it's not a new theory, it should be a new model. Not theory, but it's the model, the physical model that you can practice sufficiency economy physically. And the last one is case studies. I will show you 2 or 3 case studies of sufficiency economies. Okay? Now, so start with the context of Thailand. When you come to Thailand and you ask the people of Thailand, what kind of the Thailand looks like? Most of the people of Thailand say that Thailand is agricultural country. It's agricultural countries, not the industrial countries, not the service countries, but it is. Even the people in Bangkok, if you say that, what kind of your countries? They must say that Thailand is the agricultural sectors. When you want to know about the context of Thailand, what kinds of statistics that indicate that this is Thailand? This is the context of Thailand. For me, I'm economics. I'm economist, so I have to show something related to, economic statistics. Okay? And that kind of statistic is national income. When you want to know about some countries, first thing you have to know is the money, the income of the people of that countries. And where it's come from which sector of the economies. For me, this is what we call the national income of Thailand. We call it the gross domestic products. Means that the total value of product produced in Thailand, domestically in Thailand, all the products which produced in Thailand, and those value, the summation of those value, called the gross domestic products, or GDP. In GDP account of Thailand, there are only two sectors in those account. Only two sectors: agriculture and non-agriculture. That's it. Agriculture and non-agriculture. But in agriculture, we have only 2 or 3. Crops, fishery, and forestry. Only 3. Okay? But for non-agriculture, we have many, 10. Housing, constructions, electricities, industrials, tourisms, many in non-agricultures. By looking at the national income or GDP, we can conclude that the national income comes from 3 sectors. The first one, agriculture. The second one, industrial sectors. And the third one is services sectors. But agriculture is the smallest. This is by income. Income produces from agricultural sectors is smallest comparing to industrial, comparing to service. When you look at the GDP, well, some people say that no, Thailand is not agricultural sectors, not agricultural country, because the income from agriculture is smallest, right? For me, if I show you GDP to you, so your conclusion should be what? Thailand is not agricultural sector, not agricultural countries, right? Right. This is only one way to classify, the countries. We can classify the country by money, by income. Or the other way, classify by people. People in agricultural sectors, people in, industrial, and people in service sectors. If we classify it by using people, Thailand is agricultural countries. Because we have 10 million people, 10 million population. Yeah. And no, not 10. 10 million households in agricultural sectors. 10 million households. And one household consists of approximately 4 people in Thailand, 4 people. So yeah, 40 million people is in the agricultural sectors. So if you classify by using people, so of course, Thailand is agricultural countries. But money is, is the unity of everything. If you classify by people, the unit of analysis is what? Is head, right? Is number of people. If you classify it by land utilization. You can classify countries by using land utilization. What is the unit of land? Hectare. In Thailand, we call rai. We call rai. 1 hectare equals 6.25 rai. Okay? So if you classify it by using land utilizations, the unit is hectare. You cannot, summation between hectare with the number of population, with the number of, because it's different unit. So, money is the only one unit that you can use all sectors, right? Money from service sector, money from, from industrial sector, money from, from agriculture sectors. So it's the same unit. So we use GDP. Okay, this is only one, okay? Only one statistic that you will, get to know about Thailand. You can see that the increase in gross domestic increase all the time, increase, and also GDP in services. What about agriculture? It's also increased, but what? The increasing rate is less than the other sectors, right? Is a lot less than the other sectors. Now, this is one way of looking at the context of Thailand by looking at the export sectors, which is in the what? In the non-agriculture sectors is a trade, export. Now, we have major export products of Thailand. Thailand export computer. Thailand export instant petroleum, oil. We are a small country, but we export oil. You believe that? For me, I don't believe that, but we do. We export gems and jewelry. We don't have material, more material. We import gems from Sri Lanka, from South Africa, and to produce jewelries, and then we export it. This is a major product for exporting of Thailand. Yeah. We also export plastic pill. This is the product of petroleum, right? So when you produce petroleum, you have the product that you can make it into plastic. So we export it. We export a lot of this one. Mean that we use it a lot too in Thailand. So this will be the one of the major problem of Thailand. Is a waste, a plastic waste. We also export chemical substance, agricultural chemical substance, or chemical products. And also the what is this? And also the rubber product. Yeah. Rubber product. Yeah. This is the electric circle set. So, 20 years ago, United States come to, Thailand produce a lot of this one. And then we export it, this kind of product into America, into United States, into Europe. But right now, because of the high weight, so they move to Vietnam, they move to Laos, they move to Myanmar, and also they move to our neighbors. So, but anyway, we can still export of this kind of products. And also machines and appliances. We also export a lot of this one. See, and you know, this is produced from SME, not produced from the big industry, but produced from SME, a small enterprise. And also, we export a lot of parachute. This is para rubber sheet. We export a lot. Thailand is the biggest producers of para rubber. You know para rubber? Yeah. Yeah. Thailand is the biggest, it's the biggest producers of this kind of product. Can you believe that? We are the biggest producer because of Malaysia. They changed their strategy, economic strategy. They reduced the plantation of para rubber and they turned to palm oil. They turned to palm oil. So they cut the tree, they cut the para rubber tree, they changed to palm oil production. Because, palm oil may be one of the alternative, fuel in the future. You can use palm oil in the car, in your vehicle. So they changed their strategy, economic strategies. They used to be the biggest, producers of para rubber. But after they changed their strategies, so Thailand becomes the biggest producers. But this kind of problem, this kind of products got a lot of problem for Thailand. Because what? Because we export this kind of product to only one country in the world. What country? Can you guess? No, not USA. Malaysia? No. China. China is the biggest importer of para rubber products. Yeah. And parachute. Because of what? Because of the car industry. Expand a lot in China. They need wheel, right? To make a wheel. But they're very clever. They don't import only from Thailand. They stimulate Laos, Burma, and also Cambodia to produce para rubber. So they can choose to import para rubber from, not only from Thailand, from our neighbor. So the price of para rubber dropped from 100 baht per kilogram to 25 baht per kilogram. From rich to poor. In only 4 years. In only 4 years. Because para rubber used, the age of para rubber is 7 years to give the products. So, in only 4 years, the farmer, receive less, a lot less from Pala Labor. So they cannot change their land into others product because, you know, it's perennial. It's the trees. You know, if you want to cut the trees, you have to, you know, something. Eh? You have to think a lot about that, right? So this is the still a problem of Thailand right now. I mean, right now the price of Pala Labor is 35 or 40. Meal rice. We used to be the biggest, the biggest rice exporter in the world market. Before the pledging schemes. In 2011, we were the biggest rice exporter in the world market for almost 30 years. But after the pledging schemes from the government, the price of the pledging scheme is too high. Price received by farmers is very high, 3 times the market price. So the export price, we cannot compete with Vietnam. We cannot compete with, India. We cannot compete anymore with Pakistan. So we are, right now we cannot, we are just only the major rice exporter, but not the biggest one anymore. Because of what? Because we cannot export it. The price is too high. So it's followed by the stock. The pledging schemes make increase in the stocks of rice from 2 million meal rice per year. This is very good, number of stock. Approximately 2 million meal rice per year. It's normal for Thailand, for Vietnam, for India or for Pakistan. 2 million metric tons of meal rice is normal situation. But the stock increased to 18 million after the pledging schemes. And right now, 6 years after that, the price received by farmers still low. Because the government tried to release the stock. Every time the government tried to release the stock, supply, right? The price comes from demand and supply. So when you release the stock into the market, the price goes down. Never go up. Right now, the stock is 6 million. Still 6 million. Still 6 million. I hope that in 2 years we go back to the normal situation of the of the rice export of Thailand. Okay. Very, this kind of products is what we call the politician product. Politician products. It means that you have 4 million households. 4 million households are farmers, are rice farmers, right? Rice farmer. So 4 millions means that what? 2 millions. No, 8 million populations in election, right? In election. So this is politicians' products. Steel. Yeah. We export a lot of steel and also steel sheet. Air condition. You believe that? We export a lot of air condition. It's very hot in Thailand, but we export air conditioner. Air conditioner. Yeah. This is tuna canned tuna. We are the largest exporter of canned tuna in the world market. But most of the material, most of input come from import only. So it means that if we don't have, tuna, if something, happened to tuna in the ocean or something, affect Thailand. This is electricity, TV set, iron, and also TV set. We export a lot of TV set. And also what? Cassava. We used to export cassava to EU for animal feed. But right now, they change. So we export cassava to China instead. China is the biggest importer of, of cassava of Thailand. So it means that we have to depend on China again, right? China again, yeah. If you depend on someone, it's risk. It's very risk. China is very clever. Yeah, very, very clever. They want to import, at the low price. That's normal for importer, right? So if they import from Thailand, they can import from what? Cambodia. Normal situation, normal climate, the same situation, the same climate. Yeah? They can import from Laos, the same climate as Thailand. Yeah? They can import from Myanmar, the same climate. Yeah. So they will, stimulate, support the farmer of those countries to produce more of cassava. Still in risk again, Thailand. And this is fruit, canned fruit. Well, we are the largest exporter of pineapple, canned pineapple in the world market, But because of WTO, it's we cannot, we have a lot of competitors from Hawaii, canned pineapple, from Philippines, from Philippines. And the last thing is clothing. So these are major export product of Thailand. If you want to know Thailand, you want to know, what she export, this kind of products. Now, look at the problem, the product with the problems. In those export commodities, we found that rubber products still problem. Pala rubber is problem right now. Meal rice, problem. See, canned seafood, problem. Problem because of we have to import material. We have to depend on the material imported. Okay. Cassava products, on risk again. We have to depend on importers. And we have a very few importers. And also canned pineapples. See? So you will see that in 20 product exported, most of the problem products are in the agricultural sectors. So you know Thailand a lot better, yeah? From GDP and from their export products. See. Now, come to the origin of sufficient economy. I will not explain these pictures. You will see later. Okay. We are a small country, but we are the largest or the big exporter in the world market, but face the extremely, competition in the world market, and faced with a lot of regulation in the world market. Yeah, see. So, the late king, when he took his throne in, the late 19th century, he works, go to the rural areas and work with people. And he saw something about, as I saw, a lot of poor in the rural area. For the government said that Thailand will be a kitchen of the world. This is the strategy of the government of Thailand. It said that we are the food producers. Thailand is the food producers. So we can be the kitchen of the world. That's the strategies of the government. True, but not all. If we are the food producers, it should be that food availability is available. Food available to everyone. But it's not true. That's not what the king saw. You will see that in this statistic, because I'm economist. Okay? The revenue, this is the, I'm sorry. The revenue, baht per person per month. Okay? This is the revenue per month. The revenue increase. Okay. Also, the cost of the expenditure also increase. But this is what we call the poverty line. What is the poverty line? Means that the least expenditure that you can survive. The expenditure for only food that make you survive, but not for living, but only for survive. So we call it in economics, this is poverty lines. Revenue increase, also expenditure increase, and also poverty line increase. They all increase. What does it mean? If you look at only revenue, very good. Very good. The development of the government, very good. Because what? The revenue received by people increase all the time, every year, all the times. Okay? Very good. But if you look at the expenditure, it's also increased. Also increased. Means that not good. Not good. Revenue increase, but also expenditure increase. Cost of living also increase, right? So saving, what about saving? Not much. Because revenue increase, expenditure also increase, saving, not much. But not only that, but property lines also increase. See, this is only statistic. Now, come to the next one. You see that? This is the poverty lines of every people in Thailand, in Bangkok, in the north region, in northeast region, in central, and also in the south, also increase. Every part of Thailand also increase. Means that you have to have more money for people to survive. Yeah? Something about development. Development has to do something to give people more money, to make people more money, because the poverty lies is also increased. Poverty lies is the reflection of cost of living. This is a cost of living. So it's also high. See, high. When you talk about the poverty line, it's not good. Huh? The government doesn't like about the poverty lines. Eh? Now, come to another statistic. Yeah. Number of poor. Poor in this case means the expenditure or the expenditure of the people under the poverty line. See, that is the definition of poor. Definition of poor means that the expenditure, the revenues for consumption is less than the poverty lines. Means that not good, right? Poverty line means survives, but this one is less than. But statistics say that the number of poor decreased. Very good, right? The number of poor decreased. The trend of the number of poor decreased. Fluctuate here. This is the period of, what we call the financial crisis, Tom Yam Gung crisis. Yeah? Tom Yam Gung crisis in here. Yeah? The development is good, but for, affected by Tom Yam Gung crisis, financial crisis, see, it increased and then decreased. This is very good. The government said that, yeah, it's very good. The number of poor decreased. Very good. Very good. Also, number of household, poor household also decreased. Not only number of poor, but number of household, also decreased. Yeah. Affected by, financial crisis here. Yeah. Also decreased. Very good. Number of poor decreased, number of poor households decreased. Very good. Very good. But what about this one? Yeah. Number of poor, where? Municipality, municipal area, comparing to of municipal area, rural area, and in the city. Number of poor in the rural area and in the city. So what does it mean of municipalities? So, most of the poor live in the countries, live in the rural area. That's what the king saw. They live in the rural area. But anyway, it's decreased, also decreased, also decreased. Very good for the government. Very good for development, right? This is the whole on the average. Very good. For the countries, it's very good. But if you see another statistic in percentage of poor in municipal area to non-municipal area. So this is of municipal area. Yeah? And this is what? In the city. Percentage of poor in the city increase. It's opposite direction, right? It should be that what? The percentage of poor in the city is decreased. Yeah? But percentage in the poor in the of municipality increase. But no, No. It's increased. What does it mean? The poor spread everywhere. Everywhere. Not only in the rural area, but also in the city area. So, something wrong about development. Something wrong, about the, the development of the countries. So, this is what I call quantile. Quantile means we separate people. We separate people into 5 groups. Each group consists of 20% of people. This is 100%. Consists of 5 groups of people. 21st group, which is called group 5, this is the richest. The richest. Consists of 56%. What does it mean, 56%? Means that 20 people, if suppose that we have 100 people, 20 people consume 60% of resource of Thailand right now. Own the resource of Thailand right now. Yeah. So it means that about approximately 60% of resource, because they use resource to create money, to create income. So they consume 60% of resource by only 20% of the people. What about the poor, the poorest, group 1? Also, 20% of people in this group consume own only 5%, not more than 5% of resources. This is the reflection. These statistics reflect something related to distribution of income. It's the distribution of income. So, revenue increase, good. Expenditure increase, okay, good. Not too good, but still good. Still good. But not equally. So in this case, the distribution of income from, 1988 to 2015 never get better. The same. Yeah, the same. It's 50 and also 50. Still 50. Distribution of income, still the same. Still the same. So mode of resource in these countries owned by 20% of people of these countries, including land, including resource, especially, local fishery in Thailand. Local fishery cannot compete with, commercial fishery. So it means that, they have to live with a fish near the shore, but the commercial, come into and get those kind of resource. Yeah. And also, so this is another problem of Thailand. Say that distribution of income is not good. Almost the same. For almost 40 years. Well, you see a lot of statistics already. This is the one. You see the revenue. The problem is the problem from the statistic I show you is what? The distribution of income has a problem. And this is another problem. We call it debt per household. when you ask the farmer, suppose that you go to the, field trip and you see farmers, please ask them, what is the most thing that they're afraid of? Yeah, please ask them, please. One of the answers should be debt. Go into debt. They don't want to be, go into debt situation. So that's is the thing that they are afraid of. From 1998 to 2015, this is the debt per household increase from 70,000 baht per household to what? 160 something. How many times? 2.5. Approximately 2.5 times. See, in what? In what? In only 15 years, in only 20 years, the debt per household increased 2.5 times. This is what? Debt per household as a whole in the countries means that every household in Thailand got debt. Average, on the average, is 160 baht per household per year. So this is what? Another problem. It reflects something about the economic situation in Thailand, right? It's reflecting something about the behavior of expenditure. It's reflecting something about, the living style. So this is debt per household. Another one. So this is what the king saw, what we call food poor. Poor is something, but food poor is something. Food poor means that they don't have things to eat. If we say that we are the kitchen of the world, it should not have food poor, right? But we still have food poor. Not enough food to eat. So from 9% to 6% here, from 1998 to 2015, 20 years. The reduction from 10% to 6.18. So we still have percentage of food poor. We cannot plow off, kitchen of the world if we still have a food poor. Yeah, percentage. Yeah.
What are the reasons of this fluctuation?
Percentage.
Fluctuation.
Or fluctuation here? Yeah. Fluctuation here means that something that, related to the development of the government, fluctuate something. Here, for instance, here, it's related to the world market something, it's related to disaster something, yeah. So the external factors. So food poor in this case not only related to the development of the government, but also related to the external factors. Yeah, flood, flood. In here, fluctuation here is related to flood. In here. Here related to the world market. Here related to, in here related to flood. Here. Flood in here. Pisanulok is the flood area. Sukhothai is the flood area. It's the repeated flood area. Yeah. So, you know, it's if we have a flood here. Right now in here, not 2015, but right now it's 2017, 2016. The situation is what? The drought. Not the flood. But right now it's the drought. It's the drought. Thailand faced a lot of drought here. See. Talk about drought. So I give you the, oh, no. Here. This is the statistic of about rainfall, flood, drought in Thailand. Yeah? Because it's related to agriculture sectors. So you see, average rainfall here from 2003 to 4, it's mean 10 years here, approximately 10 years, okay? Approximately 10 years. The average is this, millimeter per year. Yeah. On the average is here. Yeah. Change. What about change? Means that increase rainfall per year, increase every year. Approximately 41 millimeters per year. Very good. The quantity of rainfall increased. 41 millimeter per year. Very good. But number of rainfall day per year is here. How many months here? 157, how many months? 6 months. Yeah. On the average, 6 months. But for the northeast, it's only 5 months. But that show by change. It's -4, -3, -5, -2, and -4.6. What does it mean? The number of rainfall day decrease every year. On the average is what? 4 days per year. It decreased. The number of rain, no, the quantity of rain increased, but the number of rainfall decreased. What happened? What will happen to the farmer? What happened? What? A lot of rain come in a very short time. Is that good? No, not good, not good, not good. This is in 10 years. See, in 10 years, reduced by 4. On the average, by 4. See? Not good. So it means that a heavy rain comes. Because what? Because the quantity of rain increased in the short time. So it's heavy. Every time it's fall, very heavy. See? It's not good for agriculture. Not good. Not good. This is also the external factors, affected the percentage of food poor. Because here it affects farmers. It affects agriculture. See? And you see, this is percentage of water in dam reservoir. See? Ooh. So you see, the water yeah. You see, only 57% of capacity. Most of the dam are in the north. See, but the rainfall changed the pattern from the north to the central. So the percentage of water in the dam, the capacity, is only 57% of the capacities, half of the reservoir, of the capacities. So means that we cannot use the water in agricultural sectors in the dry season anymore. Farmer used to grow rice 2 or 3 times per year or 5 times in 2 years in the irrigation areas. They cannot use those irrigation water anymore. Okay. They can grow only one rice. That is the wet season rice. So they can grow only the wet season rice. They cannot grow a dry season rice. They cannot grow the second dry season rice. They stop, growing rice. What happened to the income? So the income reduced 2/3. So that's the effect. See? So the not only internal factor, but also the external factors. Not only the development of the government, but also the external factor. If we do not do anything about it to protect ourselves, the poor will be the problem again. Okay. Well, that's the individual, on the average individual. But the problem of the countries, the countries will affect from external factors. And the Tom Yum crisis occurred in the 1998. In 1998. So this is statistic in the macro level, in the country macro levels. So before here, see, this is the year that the crisis occurs, 1998 occurs here. Yeah. Before 1998, Thailand has the reduction of the reserve, reduce all the current account. You know the current account? You understand what the meaning of the current account? Current accounts mean the money from from trade, money from export, money from services, income, and also the transfer payments. Yeah. So the money flow into the countries. We call the current account. If it flow into the countries, we call surplus. If it flow out the countries, we call deficit. Yeah. Before 1998, Thailand got a deficit current account continuously every year for 10 years. If you have money in your pocket and the money flow out every year. So it means that the money left in the pockets is very few. Very, very few. When you measure the poor, you're using the poverty line, right? We use the poverty lines. But for the countries, we use the current account. Current account means that if you have money that you can use less than 3 months for import, you poor. the country is poor. Means that no money, no more money, but you can still import products. Yeah? For 3 months, still good, still good. But it's less than 3 months, not good for the countries, poor. But for Thailand, current accounts flow out all the times, every year, for 10 years. Out, out, out. And you see here. ไม่มีแล้ว So you see here. ไม่เห็นใช่ไหม not arrow here ไม่สามารถใช่ไหม So in 1996, at the end of 1996, the current account was minus 14 million US dollars, the biggest one of Thailand. Yeah. So it's mean that we become poor countries. So in that we become poor countries. The money we have cannot import product. Less than 3 months. It's, we have only $2,000 million left in 1997. In 1997. Yeah. So it means that bankruptcy, right? Bankruptcy. The government surrendered, to those kind of situations. Yeah. Why? Why is that? Why we let the current account reduce every year? Why? Why? What happened to the countries? Yeah. 2 effects that reduce the current account of Thailand. The first one is the free trade agreement, WTO, right? WTO means that what? We cannot protect our farmer anymore. Yeah, we have to import something. Yeah, we have to import. We cannot compete. We cannot protect our farmers anymore. That's happened in 19 something. WTO agreement. The second one, after the free trade agreement, followed by the free trade financial market. The free trade financial market means that right now money can flow easily. The exchange rate depends on demand and supply of money. Yeah. Depends on that. If you don't have experience, if you don't have, knowledge to solve the problems, the problems got bigger and bigger and bigger. And the biggest is in here. This is the biggest. The effects of the free financial market. See, here. Occur here. So in 1997 here, the reserve, the money in the pocket of the government reduced to only $200,000 million. So it means that very, very poor. Very, very poor. So we have to borrow. So we have to ask for assistance from International Monetary Fund. Ask for help. And borrow the money from IMF, $17 million thousand dollars to solve the problem of Thailand. So you see, not only the internal factors, but also the external factors could affect the situation, could affect the economic system all the times. If you don't have the protection system, if you don't have the protection instruments, if you don't change your behavior, if you still, import, if you still using, if you still consuming the same things, the problem will come again, right? Because, right, you show by, poverty line increase. It's shown by, number of poor. It's shown by the percentage of food poor. And it's also shown by the financial situation of the countries. So it means that not only people, but also the countries can be affected by the external factors. So, but the king, he said something about, sufficient economies. 25 years before the crisis. 25 years before the crisis. But nobody listened. After the crisis, we said that, okay, we have to do something. And the king said that only he would, only 1/4 of the countries. That's still enough to save the countries. If we can change only 1/4 of the people of the countries still alive, can survive. We can save the countries. So, I show you his speech about, This is the king's speech on the 4th of December, 1999, after the crisis, 2 years after the crisis. And he said that there is no sufficient economy in the textbook. No. It is so because it is the new theory in which we can have a new thought to improve and develop the countries and the world economy by using its concepts. Means that he proposed the concept of the sufficient economies. He said that sufficient economy is the philosophy of living. It's not theory, but it's a lifestyle. It should be a new lifestyle of Thai people. And practicing of people at individual level, community level, to state level in the countries mean that sufficient economy can apply not only to individual, but can apply to group, can apply to community, and also can apply to the countries. Means that can apply to farmer, can apply to administrators, and also can apply to public servants, everyone. The sufficient economies needs three components. The main components, 3 components. Moderation means that not too extreme, not too less extreme, but in the middle lines, step by step. Not too extreme, not too less extreme, but in the middle line, moderation. First component. The second component is rationality. Rationality in this case means that for the for the crisis in Thailand. After we open the financial market, but we still use the fixed exchange rate. That's not too good. If you open the market, you should use the floating exchange rate. But the government at that time, even though the Bank of Thailand, very clever economists, they still use the fixed exchange rate. So the difference between the domestic exchange rate and the abroad, international exchange rate, very different. The exchange rate in Thailand is 25 baht per dollars, but the exchange rate in the future market at Hong Kong is 40 baht per million. So what? The price of baht in Hong Kong and the price of baht in Bangkok is different. So for the speculator, they can make profit, right? Suppose that you know that the price of the commodity in Thailand is 25 baht and the price of the same commodity in Hong Kong is 40 baht. If you are the businessman, what are you going to do? Different, very different, right? Yeah, they can make profit, right? By buying here and sold there, right? So that's they do with baht. That's they do with our money. So speculations. This is because what? We don't have experience managing floating exchange rate. Even though the people in the Bank of Thailand, they said that we have to keep the fixed rate. But international market said that you have to change. The real rate should be 40 baht. This is not the real rate, 25, artificial rate. Say. So that's why. So the king said that rationality. You don't have rationality. And including immunity system, protection system. Protection system is very, very, very important for farmer. Suppose that farmer, they want to go rice 3 times, or they want to go rice at least 2 times in the wet season and also in the dry season. But statistics show that the drought comes every 3 years, come every 4 years, and stay in 2 years at least. Means that you know in the future that the drought will affect you for at least 2 years, right? You cannot grow rice. If you are a rational person, what you gonna do? If you are the rational farmer, what you gonna do? You go rice in 1 year, 3 times. Or you go rice in irrigation area. But without water, what you gonna do? Or less water, what you gonna do? If you don't do anything, what? Your income reduce. Obviously. Right? You cannot grow rice because rice use a lot of water. Use a lot of water. Use a lot of water than maize. Use a lot of water than what? Mung bean. Use a lot of water than any other crops. You can change from what? From rice to other crop. Use less water, right? No, but not farmer in irrigation area. No. They want to go rice rice, and rice. They don't change. They said that, okay, drought is something. It could disappear. I can wait. The supply of water is the duty of the Royal Irrigation Department, not me. I don't have to change anything. Your duty is to supply me water. See, this is happened in the irrigation area. They don't change. This is from the research. They don't change. They don't change. So the drought comes, believe it or not, in every 3 years, believe it or not. So said that irrigation immunity system, they don't have any protection. So that's why the debt per household increase all the times, right? You see statistic already. The debt per household increase all the times. So, 3 rules. Moderation, rationality, and immunity system. You should have three components. But to do these 3 components effectively, you should have 2 more things. And those things is knowledge. As I said, knowledge, right? I asked the farmer, why you don't change from rice? Why you don't change from rice to crop use less water? Why? If you know that, it will affect you, why you don't change? They said that they don't have knowledge about the other crops. Wow, okay. If you want to have knowledge, okay, come to the government. So the government will, serve the right thing to you. Yeah. They said that some farmers said that, okay, drought is something, but they will disappear sooner. So they don't change. Okay. So knowledge is one condition. And the last one is virtual, moral. So, to do something, you should have moral. You should have virtual, yeah, in doing something. You should honest in doing something, especially the people in the public servants. Okay? You should do something related to virtual. You should have moral in your doing duty too. So this is the King's speech, and the government received his speech and try to apply his speech in every part of Thailand, especially in the rural area, because the poor, in the rural area got a lot of poor. See? Okay. Here. This is what I call the 3 rules and 2 conditions. Moderation, rationality, and immunity. You should have 3 things. Okay? And supported by knowledge, intelligence, plus virtual or honesty. Now, in applying, the king also, show what we call the new theory. What the new theory? The new theory is the model of land and water management. It's not the new theory, as I said before. It's the model that you can, practicing it. They said that if you have 15 rice is approximately 2.5 hectares. It's a very small farms. You should divide your land into 3 parts. 30%, 30%, 30%, and 10%. 30% is for water, pond, constructing pond, because water is very important. You see what? You see the drought, the effect of drought. If you want to grow something in the dry season, you should have drought. You should, you should have pond to keep water, to do something in the dry seasons. And water is very important. So he gives 30% of land. You should have 30% of land for water supply, your own. 30%. 30%, another 30% is for rice field. He said that for Thai people, we have to eat rice no matter what. If we don't export but anyway, we have to consume rice no matter what. So he said that 30% of land should be rice field, should go rice. Why 30%? 30% is suppose that you have 15 rice. 30% of 15 rice is what? 4 rice. Yeah, 4 rice. And 1 rice, the yield per rice is 800 kilogram of paddy. Approximately 40% is meal rice. So you will have the meal rice approximately 3 metric tons of meal rice per household. 3 metric tons of rice per household to consume for 4 people all year round. Yeah? So 30% of meal rice means that for your own consumption. For your own consumption. If you have more than 15 rice, you can produce more and you can, sell rice. But the first steps, rice is for own consumptions. Another 30% is for another crops. Not monocrop, not rice, not only rice, but for another crops. Another crops in this case meaning vegetable. You can have vegetable. You can perennial. You can have mangoes. You can have many kind of fruits. And also you can have what? Trees. Yeah. So this is protection. So you can have revenue all year round because rice is you can get only 1 time. Suppose that if you don't have water, you have rice. You have only 1 time of rice. Not enough for 4 people. See? So you can have, another revenue from the other crops. Another 10% is for what? For housing, and for animal raisings. Animal raisings, for example, chicken, buffalo, ducks, kind of rights. So in this case, a new theory in this case, the aims, the target is for own consumption. It's for own consumption. It's for survive. Yeah? For 15 rights. Okay. If you have more than that, approximately in the irrigation area, people consist of 30 rice per household. So you have extra 15 rice for commercial. But this is for, for own consumptions. See? Okay. I have case study. Go faster for the case study. Case study in this case is I show you the tiny farm. In the new theory, case study of the new theory, a tiny farm, very, very small, not 15, less than 15, a lot, tiny. And the second one is approximately 40, not 40, 30 rice, medium farm. Okay. Not only individual, but from individual farmer to community and also to agricultural sectors. So we can apply sufficient economy not only to individual farmer, but also to groups, also to communities, and also to agricultures as a whole. See? This is then integrated farm, as I say, right? Other crops, animal raising, fish, pork. See, I have two examples. This is the farmer called Lung Juan, Juan Ponkeut. His name is Juan Ponkeut. He's died already, but there's still have water to continue. Yeah. He managed his land. His land is only 0.24 hectares, very small, right? 1.5 right. He used to have 38 rights, but those land is in the forest area. So after the forestry asked for, for the land, so he got only 1.5 left. The big question is, from 38 to 1.5, what he gonna do for the people, 4 people. 4 people, himself, his wife, and 2 daughters, to survive. So he had to manage, right? He had to manage. What kind of managing? He has to manage land, of course, land. But land created income. So it means that he needs to have everyday income, every week income, right? So only 1.5. Can he make income? Of course. He can make income from 1.5. So he planned to create money in 1 week, in weekly. He created money in monthly. He also created money in 3 months. And he also created money in 6 months. So he have money every month within 1.5 right. So this is vegetable land. See? He grows many things, as I said. Yeah? Papaya, banana. What is it? Jackfruit. Within 3 months, within 6 months, he got the money from here. Not only jackfruit, he also have pomelo. He also have many things. He also have bamboo shoot. Yeah. What kind of this? I don't know what kind of this. Lamut. Oh, yes. Yeah. Right. Bamboo shoot. Yeah. We'll give him all year round. Yeah. Within 1.5 right. Within 1.5 right, he can raise fish. Can you believe that? A very small one, but he can raise fish. Yeah. So he can have a protein for his own consumption. A protein. A very small one. Yeah. And many things here. The only one crop that he cannot grow is what? Year round. Not year round, just one thing, just one crop. He cannot grow within 1.5. Right. What? Rice. That's the only thing he buy. That's the only thing, because no more land to grow rice. He has to buy. And everything is what? Organic. Organic. So, no more chemical. No chemical. Yeah. And also, within 1.5, this is a very good case study. This is a very good, what we call learning centers of the students to see here. It's in Pitit, not far from, neighbor of Pisanulok. Yeah. This is a very tiny one, Now come to the medium farm. It's also 3.84, approximately 30 right. Yeah. He is a local scientist. So his field look like a laboratory, agricultural laboratory. So he tests everything. When he want to grow, this is what, lemon. So he tests about the water used by the lemon. See. Within 3.84 hectare, he can grow rice for their own. This is rice field, his rice field. And also, he can have a pond for their own. Yeah? Because he have only 2 persons in the house. 2 persons in the house. So no more labor. No more external labor. No external labor. So he dig the pond, not only one, but around, around his area. So, he can, give water to the plant everywhere. This is the big pond of his own, very big one, for his what they call rice field, also rice field. And in the ocean time, in the old times, the farmer always dig pond for fish. Yeah, maybe fish come from water, come with water. Fish, natural fish, come with water in the rainy season, everywhere. For after rainy season, he got fish by. So fish is his byproduct. So he can sell fish and use the he managed the farm just as Lung Chuan, just as the one, he managed by planning, by receiving the weekly income, monthly income, quarterly incomes, and the yearly income from what? From rice, for example. So, they can manage, he can manage his income. Yeah. He also grow bamboos. Bamboo doesn't like water. You know that? Bamboo doesn't like water. So bamboo can grow in the mountain. Yeah. So, higher than rice field. You have to understand. You have to understand the bamboo, right? If you grow the bamboo near the rice field, it's not good for the bamboo. In this field, he has mango. Oh, yeah. They can grow mango. And this is what? Pusa, เรียกอะไรคะ Pusa. Apple, something Chinese apple. Yeah, Pusa, Chinese apple. He grows this kind of fruit because what? This is a local fruit, and his field is near the school, So the children like a lot of this kind of fruit. So that's the market. That's the real market. Doesn't care about durian. He doesn't care about those kind of fruit, but he cares about his market. And he knows that his field is near the school. And the children like this kind of fruit, so he grows this kind of fruit. This is the school. Not only his field, but he also, taught the student to grow vegetable for lunch, See, so it means that children will have their own lunch by growing themselves. See? So this is the vegetable that the student grows for their own lunch. So this is the same management, the same style of management, but different size of land. So you can do sufficient economies. No matter how much land you have, no matter how large land you have, you can grow it. Okay? You don't have to grow everything, but you can grow it. In my house, I grow, everything. I have 4 rice. In my house, I have 4 rice. I grow everything. I grow jackfruit, mangoes, coconut, vegetable, everything. I grow everything, but I cannot eat those kind of fruit because we have a squirrel in my garden. We have a squirrel. They eat a lot of fruit. So this is individual farm. If suppose that you want to raise your money, you cannot sell your product yourself. If you do something, it's not for your own only, but for the market, for the money also. Sufficient economy allow you to do that if you want to do it. But to develop from individual to group to community, you have to do more. So it's from individual farm to group and community. How can raise the income from individual farm to a group or to communities? The case study I show you is the free chemical vegetable group. For the organic vegetable, it's very hard, right? It's very hard for commercial. Because if you want to grow organic vegetable, you have to do in a very small farm. Because farmer has to take care of everything, right? Has to take care of everything. You cannot grow by using a large farm, a large field. No, not for organic. But if you want to raise money from organic vegetable, you have to group it. You have to have many farmers to do this kind of vegetable, right? But the problem of growing organic vegetable, what is that? Not the technique of growing vegetables, but it's the problem of market. See? And the first problem is what? Duplication, right? I want to go, lettuce. The other said, I want to grow lettuce also. The other said, I want to grow lettuce also. How can you manage it? You have to manage diversity, right? The first thing in vegetable is diversity. Because market needs a lot of various kind of vegetable, not the same, right? If you produce the same, the price drop, right? So you have to manage diversity. The second thing that you have to manage, if you want to group of farmers, is the price received. If the price received. Vegetable got a seasonal price fluctuation, right? The price is high in what? In winter. The price of vegetable is very high in winter. It's low in what? Price of vegetable is very low in what? Not summer. Rainy season. Rainy season, the price of vegetable is very low in rainy season, very high in winter season. So farmers want to grow the same vegetable in the winter seasons. How you gonna manage it? How you gonna manage diversity and price receive? Two things. So, technique is something. Yeah, technique is something. So this is the organic vegetable group at Bung Pa, very near Naresuan University. Yeah. One farmer want to grow vegetable. Another one want to grow vegetable too. The other one want to grow vegetable too. How you gonna manage it? Yeah. So this is the question, see? And also, diversity is something you have to manage, right? You have to, do something about solve the problem of diversity first. Yeah. If you want to make it commercial, diversity is the key factors. Yeah. The other factors is the market. Everybody said that the demand for organic vegetable is very high, right? Many people, all of the people say that demand for organic vegetable is very high. Where is the buyer? Where is the buyer? We know that the demand is very high, but where is the market? You see the demand is high, but where? The real market is where? Who is the real buyer? Everyone, right? Everyone, right? Everyone needs the good thing, including the one in the rural area. You forgot that. Most of people said that, okay, consumer in Bangkok, in the city, consumer in the restaurant, consumer in the department. Everyone said that, okay, we will produce vegetable and sell it to the department store. That's very difficult to go into the department store. Very, very difficult. You forget something. Demand is consumer. Consumer is everywhere. It's everywhere. So, in managing organic vegetable, if you understand the concept of demand here, the inside market is a very good one. Insights mean that the market near you, the local market near you. You are a small farmer. You are a small one. You produce less. You produce a small amount of vegetable. So, if everyone wants to buy your products. So, if everyone wants to buy your products, the inside market is the good market. It's the first market that is good for you. Yeah. So just like this, you don't have to, go to the department store, go to the restaurant. You don't have to do that. If you want to start your business, go to the local market. Yeah. So this one, they manage diversity by using, by distribute the seed to the member of the group, yeah, to the member of the group, to avoid duplication. And this is the local market. See, when you buy the organic vegetable, what do you buy? When you buy the organic vegetable, what do you buy? I ask you, what do you buy? When you buy the organic vegetable, what do you buy? What? Vegetable? Seasonal vegetable? What do you buy? Actually, what do you buy? When you buy organic product, what do you buy? What do you actually buy? Huh? No, other answers? Huh? Some people said, "Oh, I buy vegetable. I buy organic vegetable, of course." No, you buy trust. You buy trust. And the people know you a lot is what? The people near you, right? So that's the local people. They know that you grow organic vegetable. They trust you. So they trust you. They buy you. They don't buy vegetable, but they buy you because they trust you. Yeah, because they trust you. So local market is good, very, very good. The other market is what? Is where? The other market is where? Trust. If you grow vegetable and you want to make a market, where should be that market? With trust. Local market is the first one. The second is market in the hospital. Right? Market in the hospital area. People go to the hospital. And the hospital said that we have organic vegetable selling here. Is that good for you? Yes. Because it's guaranteed by what? By the doctor. This is the second one. This is strategy for the market. For the market. Hospital. What is the third market? Trust market. What is the third trust market? Local market, hospital. Another one is what? This is market, eh? What? I'm sorry. School. Yes, school. Because it's guaranteed by what? Teacher. It's guaranteed by teacher. So, you don't care about department store. No. You don't care about, the high value restaurant. No. Your target market is local market. Trust you. Hospital. Trust you. School. Trust you. This is the main strategy of organic vegetable group in Thailand. See, so you can go to the hospital, the central hospital in Pisanulok on Wednesday. We have the organic vegetable over there, market over there, every Wednesday, every Friday. Yeah. Also in Chiang Mai. See. Also in Pitit. Another one is very good one. It's in the what they call Salakang, what they call green market provided by the local administration. See, this is at Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai, you will go to Chiang Mai? ไปไหมคะ? You will go to Chiang Mai. On Wednesday, they have every Wednesday, they have a very big green market, sold by farmers directly to you. So everyone can, bring their product. And this is also in Chiang Mai. This is in Pisanulok, in the hospital. This is at Surin, the province in the northeast, also in Surin. Yeah. The very good thing for organic vegetable is what? Is the local vegetable. You can consume local vegetable. They use less chemical, local vegetable. So this is free chemical vegetable group. So if you want to rest from individual farmer to commercial level, you have to manage diversity. You have to manage the price received by the farmers, and you have to manage market. Now, supporting network. Support. Not only that, not only grouping, but you have to support it. Yeah. If you want to grow vegetable, organic vegetable, you need to have what? Manure, right? You need to have biofertilizer, right? Farmer cannot produce their own fertilizers. It's too much. Growing vegetable is too much for them already. And they have to produce manure for their own. It's too much. They should have a network producing manure for them. So for Pitit, they have biofertilizers group to support vegetable group. Yeah. I told the farmer that you don't have to grow rice, but you can produce input for rice. What kind of input? They asked me. What kind of input? I am a farmer. I said that you can produce seed for them. A rice seed for them. See? Or you can produce manure for them. Because, farmers produce manure for their own is too much. And this is the weak point for the public sectors. They train how to produce the manure for the farmer, but that's not for commercial sites. Okay. This is the fertilizer group in Northeast. And also this is fertilizers in here, in Bang Rakam, very near district, near Naresuan University. And also what is our ferment is what you call bioinsecticides, bioherbicides. See, you have to produce those kind of things too, for the farmer. So you don't have to produce, farmer don't have to produce their own, but you should have another network to raise the vegetable group into commercial level. You should that. You should produce input, many kind of input. And also, the support network is very, very important. One is a farmer school. Farmer school means that you need to educate farmer all the time, a new technique, all the time. So the farmer school is one supporting unit. It's a very good one. And also this is farmer school demonstrate about how to produce their own seed, their own rice seed. You use a very small area to produce the seed. If you can calculate one rice use 25 kilogram per rice of seed. So if you have 10 rice, so you can use 25, 250 kilogram of seed. 250 come from only 2.5 rice. See, so you can calculate how much seed you want to use, and you can produce seed your own. Seed is very important. Seed is not grain. Okay? So the difference between seed and grain is very, very, very important. Because farmer, if they use grain as seed, the quality of rice is not good, right? So we encourage farmer to produce their own seed by using a very, very small land. So this is the sample demonstration of how to produce seed by using, farmer school. And also another supporting network. If you grow rice and raise it into commercial level, you should have community rice mill, your own community rice mill, because the farmer in the irrigation area, very important. Farmer in Pisanulok, they grow rice, but they buy rice to consume. That's very ridiculous, right? They are rice grower, but they buy rice for their own consumption. That's not good. If something happen, it will affect them. So the very good supporting is the rice mill, the community rice mill. And this is the community rice mill. Okay. So the last step of my lecture is the starting point of efficiency economies. If you want to change, if you say that I would like to try to practice efficiency economies, I know that my life would be affected by the external factors, modernizations, affected by external factors, affected by climates, affected by disasters, and, flood, drought, many things. See? So, if you want to start the efficiencies economies, the first step you should do is problem realization. I teach my students how to analyze their own financial problems by using what I call the household account. They can use computer package to collect their expenditure every day by using computer. You don't have to use manual anymore, but you can use computer package to collect your data. See, and I use those kind of data to analyze their problem, their own. They will know that where the monies go to telephone expenditure, go to internet expenditures, go to the games expenditures, and go to the fuel expenditures, and also go to the movie, go to the flea market. So many things. So after we analyze those kind of peoples, that They realize the problem, their own. I don't have to tell them, well, this is your problem. No. If you want to change, go to your account and you will see that your expenditure, where your expenditure goes to. So the first step is problem realization. The government right now in Thailand try to apply what they call the household account นะคะ for every communities they have their own account นะคะ I will go to one village or one or two village to help them analyze their money, their expenditures. The second step is to set target. Set target in this case means that if you have revenue, I use what I call the revenue expenditure equation. What is the revenue expenditure equation? In accounting, revenue equals expenditure plus saving, right? Right? Revenue equals expenditure plus saving. Means that saving is residual. Residual. Right? Means that maybe no saving. Maybe no saving. If revenues equals expenditure, no saving. No saving. My target, set target in this case means that expenditures equals revenue minus saving. The same equation, right? Expenditure equal revenue minus saving. Means what? You save first. When you receive income, save first. Set the target. Suppose that you want to save 10% of your revenue. Set it first. Save it first. And then expenditure is residual. So you can control expenditure. So you can control expenditure. The same equation, but the different activities. So the second step is set the target. And the third one is start practicing. You want to grow mango, grow mangoes. You want to grow jackfruit, grow jackfruit. I buy jackfruit from the market with the seed in that jackfruit. It's very, very delicious. So I grow the jackfruit from those seeds. I can grow it because I have 4 rights. Okay. So I can grow everywhere. So start doing. That's the key words of sufficient economies. Start practicing. Don't thinking. No more thinking because a lot of thinking has been already. So start practicing. Okay? So that's all. With a limited of time, I'm sorry that I use a lot of time here. Thank you for your attention. Give you. Yeah.
I would like to appreciate your presentation. It was so good and it is very suggestive. And inshallah, we will use these techniques in our country also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
On behalf of organizer, I would like to thank Associate Professor Makasiri Chaowakul. Please give her a big hand. It's very excellent lecturer. So after this, we talk about the allowance.